Hello, Lows. Happy 100-year anniversary of Black History Month. And let's do some Did You Know? Did you know? Let's start with Dr. Dorothy Heights. She was a civil rights and women's rights activist. She began her speaking career in high school as an anti-lynching activist. She brought in her activism after the founder of the National Council of Negro Women, Mary McLeod Bethune, and the U.S. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who came to visit the YMCA where she worked. She worked alongside Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on several campaigns and initiatives. In 1963, she co-organized the March on Washington. She ran the YMCA in Harlem and the National Council of Negro Women for 20 years. Heights' latter years were focused on strengthening the African American family. Let's talk about Ella Baker. She was a civil rights activist and the behind-the-scene organizer. She was considered by many to be the most influential woman of the civil rights movement because of the work she did with the NAACP and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. She worked beside some of the most prominent civil rights leaders of the 20th century, including Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Thurgood Marshall, W.E.B. Du Bois. She served as an organizer on the Students' Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and guided students who were leading campus sit-ins. She continued her activism in her later years and was passionate about solving school desegregation problems, ending apartheid in South Africa, and addressing police brutality issues in the U.S. Now let's talk about Harriet Tubman. She was an escaped slave, an abolitionist, and an armed spy during the Civil War. She escaped from slavery and began freeing her family members through a connected network of safe houses called the Underground Railroad. She led approximately 300 slaves to freedom in the North during her lifetime and earned her nickname, Moses. She served as a soldier, an American spy, a cook, and nurse in the Union Army during the Civil War. She continued to work in support of women's equal rights and the right for women to vote until her death in 1913. She was buried with military honors in Fort Hill Cemetery in New York. Now let's talk about Fanny Jackson Coppin. She was a higher education trailblazer and missionary. She was born a slave but gained her freedom at the age of 12. She studied at Oberlin College in Ohio. This was the first college in the United States to accept both Black and female students. She taught math, Latin, and Greek at the Philadelphia Institute for Colored Youth, which is now Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. In 1869, she became the principal at the same school that she taught at. This made her the first African-American woman to serve in this role. She was the first African-American woman to serve as a school superintendent. She worked with her husband's ministry to promote self-help programs in the U.S. and South Africa. Which of these women did you not know anything about or you learned more about? Share your thoughts. Let me know.